What if I told you that the difference between people who achieve their dreams and those who don't isn't talent, luck, or even intelligence? What if the secret to transforming your entire life could be summed up in just 2 words, self-discipline? And what if I could show you exactly how to build unbreakable self-discipline that makes success inevitable? Stay with me for the next few minutes because I'm about to share with you the exact blueprint that has helped millions of people completely transform their lives. And by the end of this video, you'll have the tools to join them. Welcome back to the Zen Mind Podcast. I'm your host Mohammad Aasif, and if you're new here, this channel is all about helping you unlock your full potential through practical wisdom and actionable strategies. We dive deep into the psychology of success, personal development, and ancient wisdom that actually works in the modern world. Before we dive into today's life-changing content, if you find value in what we do here, please show your support by hitting that like button, subscribing to our channel, and most importantly, ring that bell icon so you never miss our latest uploads. Your support means everything to us and helps us create even better content for this amazing community. Now, let's talk about self-discipline. According to psychological research, self-discipline is your ability to keep working at something even when you don't feel like it. It's the cornerstone of every success story you've ever heard. Whether it's losing weight, building a business, mastering a skill, or achieving any meaningful goal, self-discipline is the bridge between where you are and where you want to be. Understanding self-discipline, the foundation. Let me start by asking you a question that might sting a little. How many times have you set a goal, felt excited about it for a few days or weeks, and then completely abandoned it? If you're like most people, the answer is probably too many times to count. But here's the thing, it's not your fault. You were never taught how self-discipline actually works. Self-discipline isn't about being rigid or inflexible. It's about making conscious choices that align with your long-term aspirations. Think of it as your internal GPS system that keeps you on track toward your destination, even when the road gets tough, even when you encounter detours, and even when part of you wants to turn around and go home. Psychologists describe our decision-making using what they call the hot and cool systems. The hot system is emotional, impulsive, and fast. It's the part of you that wants to hit the snooze button, eat that extra slice of pizza, or scroll through social media instead of working on your goals. The cool system is rational, reflective, and slower. It's the part that knows what's truly good for you. Building unbreakable self-discipline is essentially about training yourself to engage your cool system more frequently. It's about creating a pause between stimulus and response, between wanting something and acting on that want. And the beautiful thing is, this is a skill that can be developed by anyone, regardless of your current level of self-control. The science behind willpower and self-control. Now, let's dive into the fascinating science behind willpower. One of the most important discoveries in psychology is the concept of ego depletion, researched by Baumeister and his colleagues. This research suggests that willpower is like a muscle, it can get tired from overuse. Imagine your willpower as a smartphone battery. Every decision you make, every temptation you resist, every difficult task you push through drains a little bit of that battery. By the end of a long day, when you've made hundreds of decisions and resisted dozens of temptations, your willpower battery is running low. This is why you might eat perfectly healthy all day and then raid the refrigerator at night. But here's where it gets interesting, just like a muscle, your willpower can be strengthened through deliberate practice. Self-discipline is like a muscle, the more you exercise it, the stronger it becomes. This means that every time you choose to do something difficult, every time you resist a temptation, every time you follow through on a commitment, you're literally building your discipline muscle. The key insight here is that you need to be strategic about how you use your willpower. This means tackling your most challenging goals early in the day when your self-control is strongest. It means making important decisions when you're fresh, not when you're depleted. And it means setting up your environment to support your goals rather than fighting against it. Environmental design, your secret weapon. Speaking of environment, let me share with you one of the most powerful but underutilized strategies for building self-discipline, environmental design. Research by Wood and Neal shows that our environment plays a much more important role in shaping our behavior than most people realize. Think about it this way, if you want to eat healthier, what's more effective, relying on willpower to resist junk food, or simply not having junk food in your house in the first place? If you want to exercise more consistently, what works better, forcing yourself to get motivated every single day, Or laying out your workout clothes the night before and scheduling your workouts like important appointments. The most disciplined people aren't necessarily the ones with the strongest willpower, they're the ones who've designed their environment to make good choices easier and bad choices harder. They've removed the friction from good habits and added friction to bad habits. Here are some practical ways to design your environment for success. If you want to read more, place books everywhere, on your nightstand, in your car, in your living room. If you want to drink more water, buy a large water bottle and keep it visible on your desk. If you want to reduce social media usage, delete the apps from your phone and only access them from your computer. Remember, every choice you don't have to make is willpower you can save for something more important. By designing your environment strategically, you're essentially putting your discipline on autopilot. The 7 pillars of unbreakable self-discipline. Now, let me share with you the 7 pillars of unbreakable self-discipline. These are the core practices that will transform your ability to follow through on your commitments and achieve your goals. Pillar 1. Master the art of discomfort. The first pillar is learning to do tasks even when you're not in the mood. Leo Babauta, one of the world's leading experts on habits and discipline, emphasizes that procrastination happens because we're not in the mood to do something difficult or uncomfortable. But here's a revolutionary idea: you don't need to be in the mood to take action. Practice this, set yourself to do a task, and start doing it, no matter what. Don't let yourself check email, or social media, or go clean something, or do a quick chore. Sit down, and do it. It will be uncomfortable. You can still do it even if it's uncomfortable. This is perhaps the most important skill you can develop. When you prove to yourself that you can act regardless of how you feel, you become unstoppable. Your emotions no longer control your actions, you do. Pillar 2, the power of small wins. The second pillar is starting small and building momentum. One of the biggest mistakes people make when trying to build discipline is attempting to change everything at once. This overwhelms your willpower system and sets you up for failure. Instead, start with what I call micro-commitments. If you want to exercise every day, start with 5 push-ups. If you want to meditate, start with 2 minutes. If you want to read more, start with 1 page. The goal isn't to achieve your ultimate vision immediately, it's to prove to yourself that you can follow through on commitments, no matter how small. Here's why this works: every time you keep a promise to yourself, you build what psychologists call self-efficacy, your belief in your ability to succeed. These small wins create a positive feedback loop that makes bigger wins possible. Pillar 3, the pause technique. The third pillar is mastering the pause between impulse and action. According to Metcalfe and Mitchell's research, training yourself to pause and think before reacting helps you resist impulsive decisions and maintain discipline. Here's how to practice this. When you feel the urge to do something that goes against your goals, whether it's eating junk food, skipping a workout, or procrastinating on important work, pause. Count to 10. Take 3 deep breaths. In that pause, ask yourself, will doing this move me closer to or further from my goals? This simple technique activates your rational mind and gives you the space to make a conscious choice rather than an automatic reaction. It's the difference between being controlled by your impulses and being in control of them. Pillar 4, exercise as discipline training. The fourth pillar is using exercise as discipline training. Exercise is one of the most powerful ways to build overall self-discipline because it requires you to do something difficult on a regular basis. But here's the key insight: the goal isn't just physical fitness, it's mental fitness. Every time you show up to exercise when you don't feel like it, you're training your discipline muscle. Every time you do one more rep when your body wants to quit, you're proving to yourself that you can push through discomfort. Every time you choose the gym over the couch, you're reinforcing your identity as someone who follows through on commitments. Start with this mindset: I'm going to do a workout at a certain time, and then show up. Do it even if you're tired or feeling lazy. Ignore the lazy feeling, the distractedness, and suck it up. Exercise becomes your daily discipline practice. Pillar 5, the power of systems over goals. The fifth pillar is focusing on systems rather than just goals. Goals are important for direction, but systems are what actually get you there. A goal is wanting to lose 20 pounds, a system is eating healthy meals and exercising consistently. A goal is wanting to write a book, a system is writing 500 words every morning. Systems are powerful because they focus on the process rather than the outcome. When you focus only on the outcome, you're constantly measuring yourself against a distant target, which can be demotivating. When you focus on the system, you can win every single day by following your process. Design systems that make success inevitable. If your goal is to read 50 books this year, your system might be reading for 30 minutes every morning with your coffee. If your goal is to build a business, your system might be working on it for 2 hours every evening after dinner. Pillar 6, Accountability and Social Support. The sixth pillar is leveraging accountability and social support. Humans are social creatures, and we're more likely to follow through on commitments when others are watching. This isn't about shame or judgment, it's about using our natural psychology to our advantage. Find an accountability partner who shares similar goals. Join a group or community of people working towards similar objectives. Share your commitments publicly. The key is creating positive social pressure that supports your discipline rather than undermines it. Remember, you become like the people you spend the most time with. Surround yourself with disciplined, goal-oriented people, and their habits will rub off on you. Distance yourself from people who constantly make excuses or discourage your growth. Pillar 7, Recovery and Renewal. The seventh and final pillar is understanding the importance of recovery and renewal. Unbreakable discipline doesn't mean being on 100% of the time. Just like athletes need rest days to perform their best, your discipline muscle needs time to recover. Schedule downtime, practice self-compassion when you have setbacks, and remember that discipline is about consistency over perfection. It's better to be disciplined 80% of the time for years than to be perfect for a few weeks and then burn out. Build in rewards for yourself. Celebrate your wins. Take care of your physical and mental health. Sustainable discipline is about creating a lifestyle you can maintain long-term, not about temporary heroics that lead to inevitable burnout. Practical implementation strategy. Now that you understand the 7 pillars, let me give you a practical 30-day implementation strategy that will help you build unbreakable self-discipline starting today. Week 1, Foundation Building. Week 1 is all about foundation building. Choose one small habit that you want to build, something so easy that it would be almost impossible to fail. This could be drinking a glass of water when you wake up, doing 5 push-ups, or writing 1 sentence in a journal. Your only job this week is to do this one thing every single day without exception. Don't worry about intensity or results, focus entirely on consistency. You're training your brain to understand that when you make a commitment to yourself, you follow through, period. Week 2, Adding Challenge. Week 2 is about adding a small challenge. Keep your habit from week 1, but now make it slightly more difficult. If you were doing 5 push-ups, do 10. If you were writing 1 sentence, write a paragraph. If you were drinking 1 glass of water, drink 2. You're gradually expanding your comfort zone while maintaining the consistency you built in week 1. This progressive approach prevents overwhelm while continuously building your discipline muscle. Week 3, Environmental Design. Week 3 is when you implement environmental design strategies. Look at your living space, workspace, and daily routines. Identify 3 changes you can make to your environment that will make good choices easier and bad choices harder. Remove temptations, set up visual cues for good habits, and create friction for bad habits. If you're trying to eat healthier, prepare healthy snacks in advance and remove junk food. If you want to exercise more, lay out your workout clothes the night before. Week 4, Integration and Expansion. Week 4 is about integration and expansion. By now, you should have a solid foundation of consistency and some environmental supports in place. This is when you can start adding additional habits or increasing the intensity of your existing ones. The key is to add new challenges gradually. Your discipline muscle is stronger now than it was 3 weeks ago, but it's still developing. Respect the process and don't rush it. Common obstacles and how to overcome them. Let me address some of the most common obstacles people face when building self-discipline and give you specific strategies to overcome them. Obstacle 1, the motivation trap. The first obstacle is waiting for motivation. Here's a truth that might shock you: motivation is not the fuel of discipline, it's the byproduct. You don't wait to feel motivated to take action, you take action to create motivation. Instead of thinking, I'll do it when I feel motivated, think, I'll do it to feel motivated. Action creates emotion more often than emotion creates action. When you exercise even though you don't feel like it, you feel energized afterward. When you work on your goals even though you're not inspired, inspiration comes through the process. Obstacle 2, all or nothing thinking. The second obstacle is all or nothing thinking. This is when you believe that one slip-up ruins everything, so you might as well give up completely. This perfectionist mindset is the enemy of discipline. Remember, discipline is not about being perfect, it's about being consistent. If you miss one day, the disciplined response is to get back on track the next day, not to abandon your efforts entirely. Think of discipline as a practice, not a performance. Obstacle 3, comparing yourself to others. The third obstacle is comparing your beginning to someone else's middle. Social media makes this especially challenging because you see other people's highlight reels, not their behind-the-scenes struggles. The only person you should compare yourself to is who you were yesterday. Focus on your own progress, celebrate your own wins, and remember that everyone's journey is different. Your disciplined journey is uniquely yours. The long-term vision, building a disciplined life. Let me paint a picture of what your life looks like when you've developed unbreakable self-discipline. You wake up each morning with clarity about what needs to be done, and you do it regardless of how you feel. You make commitments to yourself and others, and people know they can count on you because you always follow through. You have the focus and willpower to build awesome habits like exercising, reading, meditating, waking up early. You gain freedom and self-control. You make choices based on your values and goals rather than acting on momentary temptations. You become super reliable and responsible because people know they can count on you. You gain confidence and self-esteem when you prove to yourself that you can do difficult things. 6. Most importantly, you take charge of your life instead of feeling like life is happening to you. This isn't just about personal achievement, it's about becoming the person you're capable of being. It's about living with integrity, where your actions align with your values. It's about creating a life of meaning and purpose rather than just reacting to whatever comes your way. Conclusion. Friends, we've covered a lot of ground today, and I want to leave you with this final thought. Self-discipline is not about restriction, it's about freedom. It's the freedom to choose your response to any situation. It's the freedom to pursue your dreams despite obstacles. It's the freedom to become who you truly want to be. Remember the 7 pillars: master discomfort, start small, use the pause technique, exercise as training, focus on systems, leverage accountability, and practice recovery. Implement them gradually using the 30-day strategy we discussed, and be patient with yourself as you build this life-changing skill. Your journey to unbreakable self-discipline starts right now, with the next choice you make. Will you choose to take action on what you've learned today, or will you let this information fade into the background of your mind? I challenge you to pick one small thing, just one, that you'll commit to doing every day for the next 7 days. Write it in the comments below. Share your commitment with this community. Let's hold each other accountable. If this video has added value to your life, please show your support by hitting that like button. It really helps us reach more people who need this message. Subscribe to the Zen Mind Podcast for more content like this, and ring that bell icon so you never miss our latest uploads. Most importantly, share this video with someone who needs to hear it. Personal development is always better when shared with others. Together, we can build a community of disciplined, purposeful people who are committed to becoming their best selves. Thank you for spending this time with me today. I'm Mohammad Aasif, and I'll see you in the next video. Until then, remember, discipline is the bridge between goals and accomplishment. Start building that bridge today.